For so many years, Trump and MAGA and Fox News talked about Joe Biden, calling him Sleepy Joe Biden, and acting like he didn't know what was going on. But Trump never seems to really know what's going on in his administration. And it's quite wild to see this whole SignalGate, where he doesn't seem to know what's going on with his own top officials, is kind of crazy to me. This is an article from Politico from yesterday. It says, Trump changes his tune on SignalGate. I always thought it was Mike. Some military and government officials have expressed concern about the contents of Kekset's messages, saying he leaked sensitive attack details that were reckless and dangerous. Trump tentatively blamed National Security Advisor Mike Waltz for the signal leak scandal while continuing to vigorously defend Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth during a Wednesday evening executive order signing. Mike Waltz, I guess he said, he claimed responsibility, Trump said. I would imagine it had nothing to do with anyone else. It was Mike. I guess I don't know. I always thought it was Mike. On the other hand, Trump questioned why Hegseth was receiving any scrutiny, despite the defense secretary sharing sensitive details about the operation, including launch times. How do you bring Hegseth into it? He had nothing to do. Look, it's all a witch hunt, Trump said. Trump said Tuesday that he wasn't planning on firing Waltz and defended him in a television interview, saying his national security advisor learned a lesson and he's a good man. The signal issue has dogged the administration for 3 days, and I do plan on continuing to talk about this because it is really important. It started after the Atlantic's Jeffrey Goldberg published his account of being inadvertently added to a Signal group chat, apparently by Waltz. Others in the chat included Hegseth, VP J.D. Vance, and other top officials. Now, people are trying to act like Jeffrey Goldberg invited himself or jumped in or infiltrated. Please know and understand, with Signal, you have to be invited in. Someone has to know your number, input your number, and send you a link so that you can join a conversation. Please stop acting like it wasn't the incompetence of these people. Now, if it was Waltz that invited him in, he was negligent. If Waltz left his phone somewhere to where somebody else can access it, Waltz was negligent still. If Waltz had his phone stolen and didn't tell anybody, Waltz was still negligent. Please stop trying to excuse these people. They deserve no excuses. It was negligence. Earlier Wednesday, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt confirmed that Trump had seen the entire Signal group chat messages that the Atlantic released. She refused to label the information classified, instead referring to it as a sensitive policy discussion. Some current and former military and government officials have expressed concern about the contents of Hegseth's messages, saying he leaked sensitive attack details that were reckless and dangerous. I bet you these military and government officials would be in trouble had they done this. But for whatever reason, the Trump administration will continue to hide or shield these people from having any kind of consequences. These people are simply ridiculous. They are going to make it so easy to hack their personal information. They're going to make themselves blackmailable. They're going to make it so that so that outside forces can hack America's information just because they're negligent and stupid. All right, so this is an article out of The Independent. It says Mike Waltz and Susie Wiles left sensitive information on public Venmo accounts. Susie Wiles is like the chief of staff for Trump. What is wrong with these people? This is not normal. Donald Trump's national security advisor, Michael Waltz, known for having started the now infamous Signal group chat that involved a journalist, reportedly left sensitive information public on his personal Venmo account. According to a report, Waltz, along with other high-ranking officials, including White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, opened his account to the public with a list of friends and other details that potentially could be exploited by foreign intelligence services, The Wired reported. The Venmo account was clearly listed under the name Michael Waltz and bore a photo of Waltz with a list of names of people known to be associated with him. It was still open to the public as of Wednesday afternoon when Wired sent a request for comment to the White House about the account. Both Venmo accounts appearing to belong to Waltz and Wiles were suddenly switched to private. Before it changed, the Venmo account under Waltz's name, including 328 person friend lists that included White House officials such as U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi and former White House Communications Director Hope Hicks, several politicians, as well as a wide range of media figures such as Brent Baier and Brian Kilmeade of Fox News, and news goes in quotes, and Brianna Kyler and Kristen Holmes of CNN, Wired noted. Wired also reported that noted conspiracy theorist Ivan Raiklin, who calls himself the Secretary of Retribution and once created a deep state target list, was also one of Waltz's Venmo friends. The fact that he just left it open so everybody could see his everything is so crazy to me. The White House didn't comment, but this picture just I don't know. It was just funny to me. The news emerges after Waltz took full responsibility for the alarming breach of national security via a Signal chat with top Trump administration officials, which was first reported by The Atlantic on Monday. The publication's editor-in-chief, Jeremy Goldberg, was inadvertently added to the Signal chat earlier this month that involved specific details about U.S. bombing operations in Yemen, which occurred later that same day. Other members of the Signal chat group, named Houthi PC small group, included senior cabinet members VP J.D. Vance, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio, as well as Wiles. This picture of Susie Wiles, the chief of staff, just gets me each time that I see it. I am just wondering what he said that really made her just look at him like this. Last July, Wired also reported that Vance had left his Venmo account public, revealing a contact list including members of the infamous right-wing Project 2025, government officials, former Yale contemporaries, and far-right media figures. Of course, because they are all in this together. They got to get their talking points together. So there's that. These people are simply silly. Let me know what you think about this one, and tell me, what is she thinking in her head right here? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments. What do you think this woman is saying? Join the conversation. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. I saw this article a couple of days ago and didn't get a chance to get to it. There's just been so much news. There's always so much news. But this picture, this portrait of Donald Trump, he had it taken down. Trump's portrait to be taken down at Colorado's Capitol after president claimed it was distorted because he looks like a fat-faced melting snowman. And he's not orange enough. They didn't put nearly enough makeup on this man. Look at the neck. It looks like him. It looks like him if he didn't have on all that orange clown makeup. No offense to clowns. A portrait of Donald Trump hanging at the Colorado State Capitol will be taken down after Trump claimed that it was purposely distorted, state officials said Monday. House Democrats said in a statement that the oil painting would be taken down at the request of Republican leaders in the legislature. If the GOP wants to spend time and money on which portrait of Trump hangs in the Capitol, then that's up to them, the Democrats said. The portrait was painted by artist Sarah Boardman during Trump's first term and unveiled in 2019. Colorado Republicans raised more than $10,000 through a GoFundMe account to commission the oil painting. In a Sunday night post on his Truth Social platform, Trump said that he would prefer no picture at all over the one that hangs in the Colorado Capitol. The Republican lauded by a nearby portrait of former President Barack Obama, also by Boardman, saying, "He looks wonderful." Nobody likes a bad picture or painting of themselves, but the one in Colorado in the state capitol put up by the governor, along with all the other presidents, was purposely distorted to a level that even I perhaps have never seen before, Trump wrote. They literally didn't make him orange enough. That's the problem. The portraits are not the purview of the Colorado governor's office, but the Colorado Building Advisory Committee. Boardman did not immediately respond to requests for comment from the AP. She previously told the Denver Post that it was important for her depictions of both Obama and Trump to look apolitical. Trump's comments had prompted a steady stream of visitors to pose for photos with the painting before the announcement that it would be taken down. Aaron Howe, visiting from Wyoming, stood in front of Trump's portrait, looking down at the photos of the president on his phone, then back up at the portrait. Honestly, he looks a little chubby, said Howe of the portrait, but better than I could do. I don't know anything about the artist, said Howe, who voted for Trump. It could be taken one way or the other. Kaylee Williamson, an 18-year-old Trump supporter from Arkansas, got a photo with the portrait. I think it looks like him. I guess he's smoother than all the other ones. I think it's fine. There you go. Y'all just needed to see this. He's definitely a petty man. He can't stand looking chubby, but he is a chubby, out of shape man. And he's not really as orange as all of the makeup that he slathers on. Let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. This dude is really obsessed with Greenland, and I really do not understand why. Someone in the comments is going to have to explain why he is just coming for Greenland. It says, Trump says U.S. will go as far as we have to get control of Greenland. Okay. The president suggested that the world needs us to have Greenland. How many of us think that we need Greenland? Like, weigh in. This is definitely confusing and silly. Trump says the U.S. will go as far as we have to go to get control of Greenland ahead of a planned visit to the Arctic island by VP J.D. Vance that has prompted criticism from Greenland and Denmark. Vance, Second Lady Usha Vance, and Energy Secretary Chris Wright will lead the U.S. delegation to visit the Patuxent military space base in the northwest of the island, having scaled back plans for a broader and longer visit. The American group was originally planning to visit the Greenlandic capital, Nuuk, and a dog sled race. Trump showed no indication of softening his ambition to take control of the island, which is an autonomous territory, but part of the Kingdom of Denmark. We need Greenland for national security and international security, Trump said, taking reporters' questions in the Oval Office. So I think we'll go as far as we have to go, he continued. We need Greenland, and the world needs us to have Greenland, including Denmark. Denmark has to have us have Greenland, and, we'll see what happens. But if we don't have Greenland, we can't have great international security. Trump added, I view it from a security standpoint. We have to be there. Trump also said that he understood JD might be going, referring to the vice president, but did not offer any details about the trip. Vance is expected to travel to Greenland on Friday. Greenland's Prime Minister Egid earlier this week called the upcoming visit by U.S. officials part of a very aggressive American pressure against the Greenlandic community and called for the international community to rebuke it. After the United States announced that the visit would be pared back to only include the Patuxent base, Danish Defense Minister Troels Lund Poulsen said the decision was wise. Trump has repeatedly, in both his first and second terms, raised the prospect of the U.S. obtaining Greenland, whether through purchase or other means. During his March speech to a joint session of Congress, Trump said the U.S. would acquire the strategic territory one way or another. Greenlandic Prime Minister Mute Burup Egid dismissed Trump's remarks. Greenland belongs to Greenlanders. We are not Americans. We're not Danes because we're Greenlanders. This is what the Americans and their leaders need to understand. We cannot be bought and we cannot be ignored. Now, I just want to say that there are some of us Americans that are sitting up here puzzled as to why this man is fixated on Greenland. Not all Americans want to just take over autonomous countries. We just don't want to do that. This dude is like losing brain cells by the minute. And I am concerned that people are not like trying to impeach him or something. Let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.